First and foremost,
First and foremost, want to give Kal Halal to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashiach Yahushua. That's all praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ.
gone.
Bring that out, huh?
Okay. We are in the book of Leviticus, chapter 26.
Speak up, speak up, speak up.
Do not make idols or set up an image or a sacred stone for yourselves.
Come.
And do not place a carved stone in your land to bow down before it. I am the Lord Yahweh, your God. Observe my Sabbaths and have reverence for my sanctuary.
All praises.
I am the Lord Yahweh.
Come.
If you follow my decrees and are careful to obey my commands, I will send you rain in its season,
Come.
and the ground will yield its crops, and the trees of the field their fruit.
Come.
Your threshing will continue until grape harvest, and the grape harvest will continue until planting.
Come.
And you will eat all the food you want and live in safety in your land. I will grant grace in the land, and you will lie down, and no one will make you afraid. I will remove savage beasts from the land, and the sword will not pass through your country. You will pursue your enemies, and they will fall.
Come.
No, I wanted to do the punishment, because we're not in the lessons. Salakia. Okay, verse 14, punishment for disobedience. Goes
Get
hand
the
in hand.
NIV. Make sure they know it's the NIV.
The
My brothers
NIV.
don't possess a KJV yet.
Can. But Yahweh Ratazan soon will have the correct.
Give it out, give
For,
it out.
can. This is verse 14.
Don't talk to the camera, just speak.
But if you will not listen to me,
So the Most High God said, if we don't listen to His commands, all His decrees which He commanded us, then what?
but if you will not listen to me and carry out all these commands,
God, if we don't listen and carry out the commands of the Most High, then what will happen?
if you reject my decrees and
Can't.
abhor my laws and
Can't.
fail to carry out all my commands
Can't.
and so violate my covenant, then I will do this to you.
Alright.
I
These
will-
are these curses for breaking the law, right? So let's
Can't.
go in.
I will bring upon you sudden terror,
Sudden terror. You know how bang we were when the white man landed at the Cape? Yeah, we were suddenly bang, you know that. Go on.
wasting diseases,
Wasting diseases, COVIDs and all of that, bruh, for not keeping the law of the Most High.
and fever that will destroy your sight and drain away your life.
You hear that? Go on.
You will plant seed in vain,
No plant seed in vain. They won't grow.
because your enemies will eat it.
Khan and the white men do own all the crops and took all our fields and stuff. So we don't even got fields to plant seed in. Go on.
I will set my face against you so that you will be defeated.
So the Most High is doing all of this stuff to us. Go on.
You will be defeated by your enemies.
Guys, go on. Yeah.
Those who hate you will rule over you.
Those who hate us will rule over us, like the so-called white man running all this shit. You think Ramaphosa runs South Africa? Ramaphosa is owned by Oppenheimers and Ruperts, bruh. Those who hate us run our country. Go on.
And you will flee even when no one is pursuing you.
Yeah, we'll run even till today. You don't see a colored man standing up for jack shit except for coming against his brother. Go on.
If after all this you will not listen to me,
If after all of this you still don't, if after all the curses that we go through and you still don't want to hear the Most High God, then what?
I will punish you for
The
your
Most High
sins
will furthermore punish us for our sins. Go on.
7 times over.
7 times. That's a complete number of times. He'll punish us until He's through with us. Go on.
I will break down your stubborn pride
Bruh, our stiff-neckedness, He will break it to pieces. Go on.
and make the sky above you like iron
Like iron bar. Go on.
and the ground beneath you like bronze.
Like bronze. Meaning like the sky won't give us no rain, bruh. And the ground itself won't give us no crops, bruh. We'll get no fruit from this ground. Go on.
Your strength will be spent in vain.
Can't. All our labors, everything we do, trying to till the ground, trying to force rain to come, will all be for vain. Go on.
Because your soil will not yield its crops,
Can't. That's what I was saying when it said He'll turn it to bronze.
nor will the trees of the land yield their fruit.
Can't. Go on. This
If-
mulberry tree won't have nothing on it. when the Most High is done with us.
If
we
you-
carry on breaking His laws.
If
Go
you
on.
remain hostile toward me and refuse to listen to me,
Can't.
I will multiply your affliction 7 times over,
A complete number of times once again. Go on.
as your sins deserve.
As our sins deserve, because we deserve it. We deserve much more. We deserve death for what we've done against the Most High. Go on.
I will send wild animals against
Wild
you,
animals, these Canaanites that come against us, these Cushites that come into our land and set up shops, these Pakistanis, Elamites that come in here and set up shops, all these wild animals, the heathens that aren't people. Go on.
and they will rob you of your
And they
children.
will rob us of our children. Which
Destroy-
happened.
Salakia.
Go on.
Destroy your cattle and make you so few in number that your roads will be deserted.
You look at that, how the Most High reveals to us who we are in this truth, bruh. Destroy our cattle. Do you know any colored men owning cattle and farms and all of that? Do you? You don't know none of that. Go on.
If, in spite of these things, you do not accept my correction but continue to be
Can't,
hostile,
because the Most High coming against us is Him chastising us so that He can correct us and put us back on that path. But if we don't listen, go on.
but continue to be hostile toward me,
Continue to be hostile towards the Most High. Go on.
I myself will be hostile toward
The
you.
Most High Himself will be hostile towards us, which He has been doing over the years, for the past 430 odd years. Go on.
And will afflict you for your sins 7 times
A
over.
complete number of times.
And I will bring the sword upon you to avenge the breaking of the
The sword,
covenant.
the Most High will bring Esau against us, because Esau lives by the sword. In Genesis, it tells us the blessing of Esau is to conquer by the sword. So He will bring the sword against us. Go on.
When you withdraw into your cities, I will send a plague among you.
And when we go and hide in the city, what the Most High gonna do is gonna bring coronavirus against you. Go on.
And you will be given into your enemy's hands.
Which we have been. Go on.
When I cut off your supply of bread,
God,
10
when the famine comes.
10 women will be able to bake your bread in one oven.
Go on.
And they will.
What's this one?
Yeah.
Salakia.
And
10,
they will-
10 women will be able to bake your bread in one oven, and they will dole out the bread by weight.
Khan, they'll share the bread by weight. They'll divide the bread by weight. Meaning you won't have your fair share. You will have what's equal to the next man. You won't have your full. Go on.
You will eat, but you will not be satisfied.
You hear? You won't have your full because the food is going to be weighed out. Just enough for each man to survive the day. Go on.
If, in spite of this, you still do not
And
listen
when famine comes and you still don't listen, yeah?
to me, but continue to be hostile toward me,
Because it's hostility to not keep the Most High's laws. Go on.
then in my anger I will be hostile toward you,
Khan, go on.
and I myself will punish you for your
The Most
sins
High Himself will come against us for our sins. Go on.
7 times over.
A complete number of times.
You will eat the flesh of your sons and the flesh of your daughters.
Khan, go on.
I will destroy your high places,
Khan, go on. The
Cut
Most High
down-
will destroy rulership in Israel. Go on.
cut down your incense altars, and pile your dead bodies on
Khan,
the
all these
lifeless,
Christian churches are gonna be cut down, man. Go on.
on the lifeless forms of your idols, and I
All
will.
these Christian churches, Islam, and all the other heathenistic things we do is gonna be completely destroyed by the Most High. Go on.
And I will abhor you.
Khan, and the Most High will hate us.
I will turn your cities into ruins and lay waste your sanctuaries.
Khan,
I will take no delight in the pleasing aroma of your offerings.
Khan.
I will lay waste the land, so that your enemies who live there will be appalled.
All praises.
I will scatter you among the nations,
Khan, the Most High will scatter us amongst these heathens.
and will draw out my sword and pursue you.
And after He has scattered us and planted amongst the nations, He's going to send the nations out towards us, which is Esau, his sword, to pursue us, to chase us down. And that's exactly what He did. When we were in China, in India, in Malaysia, in Madagascar, in the Seychelles, in all these places where He fetched us from and brought us to South Africa, we thought we'd get peace once we come into the Cape. But nah, the Most High sent His sword, Esau, and Esau then further came to oppress us when he found us here in Africa. Go on.
Your land will be laid waste, and your cities will
And
lie
then
in
Esau came
ruins.
and laid this place waste because we had great kingdoms in the northern Cape. We had great tribes in the northern Cape before Esau came here. Go on.
Then the land will enjoy its Sabbath years all the time that it lies desolate and you are in the country of
And
the
the land
enemies.
will enjoy its years of rest in the time while we in these places where we've been scattered to. Jerusalem is resting from our iniquities because we're no longer there to sin against the Most High God. So Jerusalem gets its complete number of years of rest while we in captivity.
Then the land will rest and enjoy its Sabbaths
Can't.
all the time that it lies desolate.
It's Sabbath, yeah, it's resting because there's no Israelites there. There's only Israelis over there. Go on.
The land will have the rest it did not have during the Sabbaths you lived in it.
Can't.
As for
we
those,
profaned the Sabbath of the Most High. We broke the Sabbath. We broke the law. Go on.
as for those of you who are left, I will make their hearts so fearful in the lands of the enemies that the sound of a wind-blown leaf will put them to flight.
Do you hear that? Most High will smite us with terror. Those of us who are left in our enemies' camps. Go on.
They will run as though fleeing from the sword, and they will fall.
As though fleeing from the sword. And will fall. Go on.
Even-
That's you 2/3 so-called colors that won't make it out of this destruction that's about to come on the world.
Even though no one is pursuing them.
The wicked fleeth when no man pursueth. That's
Gone.
what that goeth into.
Gone. They will stumble over one another as though fleeing from the
Come
sword.
on, you guys are gonna stampede each other to run away from the Most High's terror.
Even though no one is pursuing them.
Yeah, that's right.
So you will not be able to stand before your enemies.
Khan,
You will perish among the nations. The land of your enemies will devour you.
Khan, and that's what's happening right now. So-called colored people are perishing among the nations, bro. We still don't got nothing. They're pulling out police protection in Cape Town while gangsterism goes up and drug use goes up. That's us perishing. Our people are suffering in the Northern Cape. Coronavirus numbers going up in schools. People are unemployed like crazy. That's us perishing among the heathens. Go on.
Gone. Those of you who are left will waste away in the lands of the
And
enemies
those who are left will waste away. Go on.
because of their sins.
Because y'all transgress the Most High God.
Also because of their father's sins.
Also because your fathers have broke the law and refused to keep it.
They will waste away.
That's why y'all wasting away. The Most High said it and it's happening. Go on.
But if they will confess their sins
Khan,
and the sins of their fathers,
Khan, now when you come back to the law and you realize the reason why we're in these curses is because we did not keep the law, and you turn back to the Most High God and stop calling yourself a byword, so-called colored, and you start calling yourself by your true nationality, a Hebrew Israelite, then you remember that your forefathers sinned and that's why you called by a byword. So you'll return unto the Most High God. Go on.
their treachery against me and their hostility toward me,
Khan, when you stop being hostile towards the Most High by keeping His laws, go on.
which made me hostile toward them,
Khan,
so that I sent them into the land of the enemies.
Khan, this is the land of our enemies. These are enemies who are surrounding us now. These so-called Zulus here. Don't you hear they call this the Zulu nation? It's our enemies, man. It's not our friends. Go
Gone. Then when the uncircumcised hearts are humbled
on. Khan,
and they pay for their sin,
Khan.
I will remember my covenant with Jacob.
Once we paid for our sins, when we pay the Most High back for transgressing against Him, when He's brought the curses upon us and we've suffered a complete number of times, then
Gone. With Jacob, and my covenant with Isaac, and my covenant with
then the
Abraham,
Most High will restore His covenant which He promised to our forefathers.
and I will remember the land.
And He will remember our land. Khan,
Gone.
let's
For,
hit on that up.
for the land will be deserted by them, and will enjoy its Sabbaths while it lies desolate without them. They will pay for their sins because they rejected my laws and abhorred my decrees. Yet, in spite of this, when they are in the land of the enemies, I will not reject them or abhor them so as to destroy them completely. Breaking my covenant with them, I am the Lord Yahweh, their God. But for their sake, I will remember the covenant with their ancestors, whom I brought out of Egypt in the sight of the nations to be their God. I am the Lord Yahweh. These are the decrees, the laws, and the regulations that the Lord Yahweh established on Mount Sinai between himself and the Israelites through Moses.
All praise. Oh shit. Just another one. Just to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God. And to give praises unto Him for giving us the strength to be able to preach His word, to keep on believing in Him, so that He revealeth His secrets unto us.
Gone.
May the Most High God bless you all. Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. And keep you safe, man.
Shalom.
We're going to be out here every week preaching this truth. Shalom. What I want us to do is not